Kim Terrell-Kearney is one of the most successful and most respected bowlers of her generation. Her rise to prominence began at San Jose State University, where she was a two-time All-American and, perhaps more importantly, the perfect teammate.
I learned team bowling from her. I learned, there's no sitting in college bowling. You cheer after every shot, you high five whether it's a spare or strike. The enthusiasm, the consistency of giving and receiving knowledge from your teammates. And she was the best at just being consistently there for you, whether you were bowling good or bad.
I bowled with my sister and Lynda Barnes, and we just had, it was where I learned how to play. And so it was very instrumental in my success, I think, later on down the line.
The Ladies Pro Bowlers Tour on ESPN.
Kim joined the Women's Tour in 1989 and was named Rookie of the Year, picking up her first win in 1990.
Kim Terrell wins her first Ladies Pro Bowlers Tour title.
And while the tour lifestyle wasn't in her original plans, something about it kept her coming back for more.
When I got out on tour, I went out and I said, I'll bowl a couple weeks and maybe a year, 2 years at most, and just kind of, those years in between going back to graduate school. And I got there and just bowling against the best in the world every single day, and getting that opportunity week after week to show up and be your best. I mean, there wasn't anything else out there for me but that.
Kim had been on tour a dozen years and won 7 titles when in 2001 she broke through at the US Women's Open. Her first major and a huge relief.
Kim Terrell grabs the largest paycheck in women's bowling history.
I had a solid career. I thought, kind of going into it, I was, consistent, making cuts. It wasn't really, there weren't enough telecasts in my mind. I wasn't feeling like I was making enough shows and winning enough. But, I won the US Open, that first one. It was just, nothing would ever compare to that.
Kim would add the 2002 Queens to her resume, her last win until 2008, when she captured a second U.S. Women's Open, an exclamation point on an already impressive career.
The tour had sort of winded down at that point for me, and I was still playing, but not, obviously not actively, not every week like I was before. And, I think I'd become a smarter player simply from coaching. I understood lane play better. I understood, the things that, being a more aggressive player, and that was sort of when I got to the U.S. Open in Illinois. I was just better prepared and better matched, just mentally, I think.
Coaching and team bowling continue to be Kim's passion as a Team USA coach and USBC staff member at the International Training and Research Center. And her peers think these kids couldn't be learning from a better source.
When you have these students that you're teaching bowling and the aspects of what you want to aspire to be and look like when you're going to the foul line, she has that pretty bowling style. I hate to use the word pretty, but it really is. She's smooth as silk going to the line, and she gets the desired results. That's what you want to teach anybody who's starting bowling.
When you watch her bowl, her style is calm and smooth, and yet it's very aggressive, very athletic, and her whole mentality is kind of that way. There's not anybody nicer and more polite, and everybody loves Kim, and that's just who she is, that's real. And yet there's a side of her that's very competitive, loves to win, and she balances it really well and represents bowling and friendship in a way that no other person does.
Now Kim's name will be forever listed among the best bowlers of all time. And as the honors have piled up, this is the one that will mean the most.
Being here with people that I've looked up to and tried to emulate all my life in the sport, and standing next to them, wow, I don't know, sometimes it doesn't even feel real or that I'm worthy of that, but I'm definitely very proud, and I know my family couldn't be more excited.